G'day folks, Connor here from CW's Tech Reviews, back with another video. And today we're doing a review on the Bluedio T Elf 2s. The Bluedio T Elf 2s are an itty bitty pair of wireless headphones. Bluedio are no stranger to the audio market, and they've been offering some pretty good low cost solutions to audio across your speakers and headphones for a number of years now. These are made from ABS material. What's ABS material, you might ask? Well, it's just cheap plastic, and it's known for being easy to machine and to work with. But this also makes them very light, and I mean very light. When I'm holding just the headphones by themselves, I can hardly feel their weight. That's how light the two little headphones are. And when you put them in the case, there's not much more weight to add. It's very light. And the case is adding 650 milliamp of juice, and from that you get about 5 to 6 charges of use out of it. Now that isn't an exact science. I mean, the first time I charged these, I got about 2 to 3 hours of use out of them, and the left earphone went flat about an hour before the right earphone. So yeah, not really consistent and a little bit confusing. The second time I charged them, I definitely got a lot of use out of them, and that's like your music, podcasts, watching YouTube videos, a little bit of gaming, that sort of thing. And they held up with the battery the second time I charged them. So maybe it was just like a bit of a running in period that I had to go through. Now the earplugs are made of silicone, and most earplugs are these days. But the interesting thing I did see on their website was that these have been labeled as waterproof. There was absolutely zero mention of what rating they are, so I can't say if they're IP68 or 64 or 5 ATM or whatever. There's just no indication. So I actually don't think they're waterproof, and hit me up in the comments below if you'd like to see me submerge these in water and see if I can actually get them to work again. The case is also made from plastic. It has a little bit of branding on the front there, and they don't look too bad. I mean, the case has that matte finish to it. It doesn't look bad at all. The branding's your typical Bluedio branding. And I'm definitely happy to see that these have USB Type-C. Not the old school, and yes, I'm calling it old school now, but the old school micro USB is gone from Bluedio, hopefully, and it's definitely nice to have. It means it's just one less cable I need lying around. Now, I mentioned earlier that the case holds 650 milliamp worth of charge, but I can't find on the box what each earpiece holds in terms of charge or milliamps. So that's interesting. I just couldn't find it. Maybe you can. If you can, leave a comment down below for other people. Now, pairing the headset was very easy, and it really was, and that's always a pleasant experience. You turn the Bluetooth off on your phone, open the Bluedio charging case, and you'll see the two headsets will start flashing really quickly. That means it's in pairing mode. Then you turn the Bluetooth on your phone, scan, and just tap to connect. Simple. And it really was that simple. And then every time after that I wanted to connect, I'd just open the case and I would connect to my phone. Now, one of the good things about the T Elf 2s is that they have touch control built in now. So the T Elf 1 didn't have touch control. The T Elf 2 does. But there are some big discrepancies between how they function and how their website says they function. But I'll tell you how mine work. Tap once on the left or right earpiece and it will pause, play, hang up, or answer a call. Tap twice on the right ear to increase your volume and twice on the left ear to decrease it. This works 50% of the time. I don't know why, I can't figure it out, but it works 50% of the time. The other 50% you have to use your phone. So that's annoying. 3 taps on the right ear to skip forward one song, 3 taps on the left ear to skip back one song. That seemed to work every single time. And then holding your finger on the touch control, that will activate your assistant of your choice. Now these actually have Bluetooth 5.0. For me, I'm thinking, yeah, that's pretty good. There should be a good connection. I shouldn't have any issues. Well, unfortunately, when I was walking with the phone in my front pocket and the earpieces in, I had connection issues. And not like it would just drop out, but it would just cut out for like a split second. And now I hate that. If I'm listening to a song, I don't want it to cut out every 5 seconds for 1 second. Now this wasn't happening when I was sitting down like this, or sitting on the couch watching some YouTube on my phone, or sitting at my desk listening to a podcast. It just didn't happen. And actually, as I was writing this review, I was listening to the music in them and listening to some podcasts, and it never cut out once. It's only when the phone was in my front pocket that it started to happen. So yeah, $30. That's all I can really say about that. Yeah, so it had this annoying glitch every 1 second where it would cut out and cut in. And as you can see, if you get a 1 second glitch in the video every 5 seconds, it becomes annoying and you get the shits pretty quickly. Well, this is the most important area for any headphone, and this is the sound. And how does the sound go? For music, let's cover music first. I didn't mind it. It was a $30 sound. It didn't sound bad. And one of the things I did like, maximum volume wasn't too loud. I could push them to max volume and it still wasn't too loud. And for me, that's a good thing. The highs were a little bit tinny, but the low to mids were represented fairly well, and I didn't have too many issues with them. I mean, I listened to rap, I listened to hip hop, I listened to rock, I listened to a bit of country. I listened to a lot of different types of music, and I never really had any disappointment with the quality of the sound I was hearing. Now, bear in mind, your device is going to affect that. Your own hearing is going to affect that, so it's going to be different for everyone, but I was relatively happy with this given the price point. Now, for gaming and visual media consumption, I had a little bit of an issue here. On their website, they talk about low latency, but I had lag. It was 1 second out or half a second out. I mean, it wasn't so bad that I couldn't watch the content. I could, but I just kept noticing it. It was just like niggling away in the back of my mind that it wasn't right, and my OCD was acting up a little bit, but it's bearable. It is bearable. Then we've got the audio sound, and audio for me as the person using the phone wasn't an issue. I was making the calls, I could hear the other people really well. I didn't have any problems with receiving a call. But for people that I was talking to, they said that I sounded like I was far away from the microphone, and they did struggle to hear me a couple of times. I had to speak up. Call quality for me was good. For the other person, yeah, 50-50. So for the pros, I mean, number one pro is the price. Number two is that they're lightweight. I mean, these will fit in your pocket. You won't even know you're carrying them around. And when they're in your ear, you hardly know they are there. They are that light. No discomfort while I was wearing them. They're true wireless and you have touch controls. There's a couple of good pros and easy pairing. So there's definitely some pros here for $30. And there is a couple of cons as well though. The lag. When you're watching content, there's a lag and it's frustrating. That is a con. The other one was the connection issues while I was walking. That might not be the same for your device, but for me, I had Bluetooth 5.0 on my phone, Bluetooth 5.0 here, and while I was walking with the phone in my pocket, it would cut in and out. So that's an issue. And the only other pro I really had was that the battery usage was inconsistent, but this is over a short period of time. Like, I'm talking 3 charges in total. There's like 5 pros there and 3 cons, and you're going to think, well, he's probably not going to recommend these, but I am going to recommend the Bluedio T Elf 2, and that's because of their price. $30 Australian. So that's like $20 US. I mean, they're on eBay and Amazon. There'll be links down below. You can pick a pair up. Very cheap. Not too bad. Lightweight. I mean, Bluedio, they're a pretty good brand and they've been around for a while now. So yeah, I recommend the Bluedio T Elf 2s. If you're in the market for a cheap pair of headphones, yeah, check them out. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you in the next video. Check ya!